Donald Trump arrived at Manhattan criminal court as jury selection continued in his hush money trial. And that process hit a snag Thursday morning after the judge dismissed 2 of the 7 jurors selected so far. Justice Juan Merchan excused 1 juror after prosecutors said he may not have disclosed prior brushes with the law. The judge had earlier dismissed another, saying she asked to be removed because she felt intimidated after some aspects of her identity had been made public. The trial will require 12 jurors and 6 alternates. Many of those being screened to serve on the jury have said they would not be capable of assessing the guilt or innocence of the divisive 2024 Republican presidential candidate. And there are fears of harassment by either the defendant or his supporters. Trump has criticized witnesses and court officials involved in the case and their relatives. Those attacks prompted the judge to impose a partial gag order on the defendant. Despite Thursday's setback, a full jury could still be impaneled by the end of the week, and opening arguments could begin Monday.
This trial seems to be, at least jury selection seems to be going a lot faster than anybody could have anticipated. So the judge is obviously being very efficient, and so I wouldn't be surprised if this trial is over by sometime in June or even early June.
Karen Morrison is an associate professor of law at Georgia State University. She's following Trump's New York trial alongside another one in her own state on separate criminal charges.
The hush money case, the case in New York, it has to do with falsifying business records to hide a hush money payment to this adult film star in order to influence the 2016 election. The Georgia case is about the 2020 election and Trump's refusal to accept the results in Georgia and his attempt to put pressure on both the legislature and the Secretary of State in Georgia to overturn the results. So I think it seems to me that the much more serious case is the case in Georgia.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to all counts in every one of his 4 indictments, including in New York, Georgia, Florida, and Washington, D.C., and he's called the prosecutions politically motivated. But of the 4 cases he faces, the New York trial might be the only one to reach a verdict before the 2024 election.
So either he gets acquitted, and there's much rejoicing in the Trump camp. There's a hung jury, in which case the case would be retried at some point. Or he's convicted, in which case he is looking at a maximum of 4 years in prison per count. Usually these run concurrently. That said, I don't think there's any chance he's going to get a prison sentence, even if he's found guilty.
A guilty verdict would not bar Trump from office, but according to a Reuters Ipsos poll that closed on April 8th, half of independent voters and 1 in 4 Republicans said they would not vote for him if he were convicted.